What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's get into TNA Impact from December the 5th, 2024. An okay episode. It was just all to build to TNA's final pay-per-view of the year, that being Final Resolution. And that card does not look promising. I will go over news and notes, but I'll do that at the end. So we kick the show off with the first match of the night, Fatal 5-Way. The winner gets a shot at the X Division Championship at Final Resolution. So Kushida defeats Trent Seven, Ace Austin, Leon Slater, and JDC to become the new number one contender. That's kind of odd because I thought that they were going to go with either Leon Slater or Ace Austin, but they chose not to. It is what it is, I guess. It's fine, I guess. Who really cares? Like, Kushida's okay, and Moosey just sucks, but what's done is done. Moving on. So, Gia Miller, she had a backstage interview with Tasha Steelz. Gia asked Tasha Steelz about her match against Jordynne Grace. Tasha Steelz mentions that she, too, is a former TNA Knockout champion, and she calls Jordynne Grace a thorn in her side that she vows to remove tonight. Newsflash, it doesn't happen. Moving on. This leads us into Sami Callihan and PCO defeating the Good Hands. John Schuyler and Jason Hodge, they both suck. This was a dumpster fire. I don't give a shit about any of this. Fuck PCO, fuck Sami Callihan, and fuck the Good Hands. Not being mean. So the Good Hands, they just trashed North Carolina. So it is what it is. Who really cares? I don't care about any of this. This is all a waste of time. They're all also rans. All of them. Moving on. So, post-match, we get a cryptic video. And it shows the number 23. And then the lights come back on. So I don't know what that was about. I don't know. Maybe TNA's bringing in a new faction. I don't know who. But we'll have to wait and see. I guess this is sort of kind of interesting. But who really knows? Moving on. So Nic Nemeth, he's backstage. He's talking about how it's been a big 2024 for him in TNA Wrestling. Then he continues to talk, but he's cut off by First Class, featuring AJ Francis, a.k.a. Top Dollar, and Casey Navarra. So AJ Francis agrees that Nic Nemeth has had a good 2024, but he says he had the best year of his career in 2024. So they continue to bicker back and forth. And then AJ Francis tries taunting Nic Nemeth into giving him a title shot. Santino Marella shows up. And AJ Francis then pitches a world title bout between him and Nic Nemeth at Final Resolution. And so basically Santino, he confirmed it. And AJ Francis calls it the best decision he's ever made and vows it'll be the biggest box office move TNA has ever made. This sucks. I want to gouge my eyes out. TNA, what the fuck are you doing? This sucks. Are you serious? What are we doing with Nic Nemeth here? What are we doing? You mean to tell me this is going to be on pay-per-view? Oh my God, this is absolutely pathetic. Like, seriously, like, this should have taken place on, or this could have taken place on a random episode of TNA. Like, seriously, like, this would be okay for a TV main event. Because you know it's going to be the main event. I have no idea what they're doing. I don't understand it. I really don't. Moving on, the Hardys, Matt and Jeff Hardy, they got a solid reaction. They defeated the System, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, but it was via DQ because Alicia Edwards got involved and she hit Jeff Hardy with the kendo stick. Post-match, the System, they put the Hardys through a table. Santino Marella comes out post-match and makes a tables match for the tag titles at Final Resolution. So that's fine, I guess. This makes sense. The Hardys got a massive, massive pop, man. Like, the people, they love the Hardys. Like, wherever they were in Winston, that venue was on fire. I don't know what happened at the pay-per-view last Friday. I have no idea what happened there because that crowd was whack. But this crowd here, for the tapings, they were on point. They were really on point. So, I guess this is fun. Don't really care. I'd rather that be the main event. I'd rather see Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy in the main event over AJ Francis. No, fuck no. No. Moving on. So, Dani Luna, she's backstage with Jody Threat. She tries to calm down Jody Threat. So, she freaks out about Ash by Elegance. Dani Luna says she's going to take out Heather Elegance next week and tells Jody Threat that she'll do the same to Ash. And then that was the end of the segment. So I guess this is fine, I guess. We'll probably get this at Final Resolution. I'm interested in seeing the tag match. I actually would prefer Dani Luna as a singles. I think you could get a good bit out of her. She's always been pretty good in NXT UK when she was there. So hopefully TNA can use her right. Jody Threat, she's okay. I mean, she's an okay hand, I guess, but she's a work rate girl. She's a work rate girl, basically. That's what I get out of her. Moving on. So this leads us into Jordynne Grace defeating Tasha Steelz via a roll-up, and then post-match, Tasha Steelz and Alicia Edwards, they attempt to beat up Jordynne Grace, and then Masha Slamovich comes out and makes the save. And so Rosemary, she's still lurking in the shadows somewhere. I have no idea where they're going with all this shit. Again, TNA needs to start building its Knockouts division, its tag division, and its main event division. And it needs to rebuild all of its divisions, all of them. Their tag division, their X division, their Knockouts division, and their main event scene. So, I don't know. Again, hopefully they can bring in some guys from WWE, like Baron Corbin and Indy Hartwell. So maybe they can bring them in. Tegan Knox as well, maybe. I don't know. I have to wait and see. Moving on. I forgot to mention that Masha Slamovich came out and made the save for Jordynne Grace. So the two of them took out Alicia Edwards and Tasha Steelz. So I'm pretty sure that's going to lead to a tag match either on next week's show or probably at Final Resolution. Main event of the evening. Joe Hendry was out on commentary for this. So it was an 8-man tag. It was the Northern Armory, which is Josh Alexander, Judas, Icarus, and Travis Williams, and Frankie Kazarian. They defeated Mike Santana, Eric Young, Steve Maclin, and Jonathan Gresham. I don't care about any of this shit at all. This was lame. This was boring. This was boring as can be. The only cool thing about it is that Joe Hendry was on commentary. So, it is what it is. I think TNA needs to do better when it comes to booking back-to-back pay-per-views. I would have waited until probably the week after to do Final Resolution. They could have done it a week before Christmas. I think that would have been fine. And what they could have done is how they used to do it when it was Impact at the time, where they would have TNA pay-per-views live on air that spanned across 2 weeks of TNA. That's what they should really bring back. This show was okay. It could have been better, but it is what it is. TNA, when it gets past Bound for Glory, they stop giving a damn until January, and that's just where things are going to go for a while. No angle really took place on this show except for the Hardyz being taken out for a little bit, so that's it. But everything else, it is what it is. News and notes. So apparently next year, I'm not sure if it's at either Rebellion or maybe Slammiversary, TNA is attempting to do a stadium show at the UBS Arena in New York, which seats, I believe, 17,000 to 19,000 people. That's great, and I wish them the best. But the only way I see them doing that, honestly, is they would have to do a super show, kind of like how AEW did when they first did All In back in 2019. TNA would have to do the same thing here, and that would be probably to do like a massive super show with TNA, NXT, Pro Wrestling Noah, and maybe MLW. Maybe with all four promotions coming together, like the best of the best. Maybe that could bring out a bunch of people. I don't know. I'm hoping that they shoot for maybe 8 to 10,000, or maybe even 6 to 8,000. That's what I would shoot for. I don't know, but they would have to do some type of super show to get a bunch of people out like that. 17,000 is a lot for TNA. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's even a lot for AEW and for WWE. But WWE, they get those for pay-per-views and stuff like that. AEW used to get that years ago, but not now. So I don't know. I'm wishing TNA the best. Hopefully they are successful with the shit. But if they're not, it is what it is. But they cannot use that current roster that they have. If that's their plan, they've got to axe that fucking roster. That roster has to be completely revamped and revitalized. It has to. You cannot bring in like Moose, Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers. No. You can't bring those boring fucks in. Rhino, PCO, Sami Callihan. Nope. I don't know. I wish them the best. I really, really do. But they've got time, though. They've got time. But they really have to rebuild their product and make a serious product if that's going to come to fruition. But what did you guys think of TNA? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.